We need to talk about Tim T. Wood. He's a nice guy, but he does not always work efficiently. He can improve his performance if he reduces waste. But what do we mean by waste? Waste is everywhere in our daily life, at work and at home. Within the realm of lean waste is everything that does not add value. If what we do does not transform the product or service, if our customer does not pay us for it, and if it's not done right the first time, we consider it waste. The lean methodology identifies 8 types of waste. It's just a coincidence that they start with the letters in Tim's name. They are transportation, inventory, motion, talent, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, and defects. Let's look at the definition of every type and where you can find them in a warehouse. Transportation. This is the unnecessary movement of materials or finished products. It's related to the movement of physical items, not people. A fast-moving SKU that Tim needs to pick very often is located near the back of the facility. He moves this item around all the time. Other examples are conveyors that wind around unnecessarily through a building, inter-facility product moves to balance inventory or distance travelled to reach customer demand locations. Create optimal routes and place items where you need them. Inventory. Having excess products and materials that are not currently being processed. Any products or materials that are not driven by existing customer demand are waste. Tim has a lot of forklifts in his warehouse, but some of them rarely move. These items just waste space. Another example could be too many days on hand for current demand levels. Keep inventory low. Store only what you need. Motion. The unnecessary movement by people. Tim does not have a label printer. He needs to walk to a colleague every time he needs a label. Reaching repeatedly for a tool to use during a task, excessive walking to reach a work area, walking within the work are all considered waste. Design your work area to support the tasks you do often. Talent. Underutilizing people's talents, skills, and knowledge. For example, having an untrained person perform an activity, or not getting input from operators before problem solving, a lack of cross-training. Tim has a lot of great ideas about how he can reduce the waste in his daily work, but his manager never listens to him. Make sure everyone is trained to do the job they have. Listen to employees, share ideas. Waiting. The time associated with waiting for the next step in a process to occur. Tim has to wait for the next pick ticket every time he finishes an order. Other examples can be a forklift waiting for an operator or an order waiting for the packing slip to be added. We should not keep people waiting. If a faster process is not an option, maybe there is something useful Tim can do in the meantime. Overproduction. Producing more than is needed or before it's needed. Tim likes to fold a lot of boxes for orders. They may not all be necessary and take up space. Also, a box that is too large for an order or filling an order box before it's needed would be considered overproduction. Produce only what is required and not before it's needed. Overprocessing. Doing more work or delivering a higher quality than is required by the customer. Tim has to scan the same item a few times during the picking process. The same data is entered multiple times. Other examples of overprocessing are multiple touches, staging, multiple labels, or consolidation areas. Deliver the work that is needed with a minimum number of touches or process steps. Defects. The expenses and efforts associated with rework, scrap, and incorrect information. Tim likes to stack boxes as high as possible, but they do not fit in a truck this way. His colleague needs to stack them again. This is an example of rework. Other examples of defects are scrap areas, mislabeled boxes, items put away in incorrect areas, damaged products or packaging. Do things right first time. create quality checks in the process. These are just a few examples of how you can identify waste within warehousing operations. We don't always work as efficiently as possible. Sometimes we're not even aware of it. We all have little Tim T. Woods inside us. Keep looking for ways to reduce waste. One attribute of a successful company is a culture of continuous improvement. This will ultimately improve the quality of products and services and will positively impact the bottom line of your business.